The future is upon us. When it comes to AI music generators, it is crazy how powerful they are. And after doing tons of videos about AI music generators, the technicalities behind them, some of the philosophical and business implications of them, there's 5 crazy, and I stress the word crazy, unique things I've learned about AI music generators in terms of their impact on society, how it's going to affect us in the future, and a lot more. First thing, they are improving every day. Now this video, I do this a lot, is going to be like a fireside chat style video talking about all the technicalities, the unique things, all these interesting items revolving around AI music generators. And this one, to me, is the big thing. We're at the point now, if you look at it like a music Turing test, to be honest, we are at the point now that you genuinely cannot tell the difference between a human-made song and an AI-made song. We're at that point. And I know that some musicians like to say like, oh, no, like I can definitely tell or whatever. I don't think so. No, I will say this. A lot of the vocals in a lot of AI-generated songs are definitely not the best. And sometimes you can tell. There's a certain like graininess to them, or there's a certain, I'm not sure exactly how to describe it. There's something that just gives you a sense of being like, all right, these vocals seem a bit too off. That being said, it's getting harder and harder to tell, you know? And one thing I want to say is that I remember the first time I ever dabbled with AI music generators and everything was about a year ago, and about about a year and a half ago, let me take that back, in August of 2023, so about a year and a half ago. And I remember being like, all right, this is kind of cool, it's interesting, but it's kind of cheesy, it's weird, it's like very clearly just, I don't know, it's just not good. It's interesting, but not that good. And every month, it improved by an exponential amount. And since then, and I'm making numbers up, the next month, it got 10% better. And then the month after that, it got 15% better. The month after that, it then got 30% better. So not only was it getting better every month, and these AI music generators, Suno and Udio being the most notable, but with it being so popular now, and they're getting so much better, not only were they getting better every month, but the rate that they were getting better at was improving tremendously. And there's no slowing down here. And this is a big thing that, even looking back in just a year and a half ago, with the rapid rate of increase, especially regarding AI in general, not just AI music generators, things are getting crazily good, crazily fast. Number 2, listeners don't care. This one actually really surprised me. After making all these videos, I've gotten a tremendous amount of views on a lot of these videos that I've done about AI music. This one kind of shocked me. In some ways, I guess it's not the most mind-blowing thing, but it's the fact that a lot of people have commented saying, hey, Mark, I gotta be honest, I don't really make AI music, and I'm not a musician, but I'm an avid listener. I listen to music, right, as most people do. I don't care for songs AI or not. If it's a banger, it is a banger. And this is something you see in a lot of trends, that when you have something, like a tool, that makes things easier for the general public, a lot of times they don't care. Like I remember, for example, when Instagram came out and you could add filters to photos, I remember I had friends who were photographers who said, oh, this is BS. It's not human made. It's a app that you swipe like this and you could just pick a filter. Like what about the humans that go into Photoshop or have to use in-person filters on their camera or whatever? But the truth is, the general public didn't really care. They're like, hey, if I can use a filter and it looks good, it looks good. And likewise, when it comes to listening to music, a lot of people might not really care if it's AI or not. They're like, if it's a banger, if it's a really good song, I genuinely don't care. And yes, I do think there is probably some, inherent aspect to a lot of people saying, well, I would like to support humans, of course. Like, I know it sounds weird to say. Like, I do want to support humans, and I think a lot of people would prefer, if they had to pick, if you had 2 songs that are identical, would you rather be AI or human? I think most people would pick, of course, they'd rather be a human-made song. But I think for a lot of people, a lot of listeners, and I'm going to say the general public, they don't care who it's done by, how it's done, how it got created. If it's good, it's good. And I mentioned before that I made a bunch of songs under my AI artist project, the Infinite Lamb Chop. And under that AI artist project, I gotta be honest, I've made some songs and I'm like, hey, I actually prefer this to some human-made songs. And there's been times I've been working out or doing work that I'm like, hey, I'm actually going to throw on some of my AI songs that I made. And by made, I guess you could argue that, did I actually make it? I literally just typed in a sentence, but sometimes I prefer to listen to those songs, and I do listen to them more than human-made artists. And this is a big thing that a lot of musicians like to say, no, the essence of a human making a song is, unreplicatable. You can't replicate a human-made musician and a human song and all this kind of stuff. But hate to say it, at the end of the day, music's all formulas, and if people like it, they like it, regardless if it's human or AI. Number 3, services don't know what to do. Now, what I'm talking about is Spotify, Amazon, Rdio, Deezer, all these different platforms where you stream music. They're all, I'm going to be honest, from my perspective, in a bit of a conundrum. Now, Deezer has come out with their AI tool that tries to detect it. They do flag it, saying this is made by AI. The person who released that song can still make money from it, but it's not recommended in the algorithmic playlist. So they want to promote human-made artists, or human artists, if I say it like that. Human-made sounds weird. You get what I'm saying, though. The thing, though, and I've said this before in a lot of videos, I genuinely think a lot of stores don't know how to handle it. Because if they say yes, and I've said this before a lot, if they say yes to AI music, you're kind of opening up the floodgates saying, yeah, come on down. Like, everyone upload your AI music. Which we'll talk about the issues of that a bit later in this video. But on the other end, if they say no, well, how do you police that? Like I said in the beginning of this video, we are past the Turing test of music, where I've heard some songs that sounded very AI-ish, but actually were made by a human. I've heard some, AI songs that sounded like they were made by a human, vice versa. Like, it's indistinguishable now. And if they say no, you can't release AI music or have it on a platform, how do you police that? And I think a lot of independent music distributors like DistroKid, CD Baby, TuneCore, Lander, Ditto, there's a bunch of them. A lot of them have said, hey, we don't really know how to answer this question either. We're kind of at the mercy to what the stores say. And that's true. They're really just the middleman that take your music and distribute it out. So for DistroKid, for example, which I've gotten an official statement from saying, hey, yeah, you can release AI music, but it depends upon the stores. For right now, at the time being, and at the time of this video, you can release AI music through DistroKid, what puts it on all the stores. But that's the tricky thing is I think a lot of streaming services, what I've noticed, just don't really know how to handle AI music. They're not sure. And with AI music getting increasingly more popular and with a lot more people releasing AI music, it is a very tricky landscape to navigate. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know what the right solution is. I'll be honest. Because on one end, I'm like, should you be allowed to release AI music? There's been some suggestions of there being stores or streaming services like Spotify, but it's only AI. So it's like say Spotify AI, kind of like how you have YouTube and YouTube Kids, like say Spotify AI or Apple Music AI. And the idea is you can release AI music on this platform and it's only AI generated songs. That's a suggestion I know that's been thrown around, but then it's tough because again, how do you not know someone just faking it, using an AI music generator and releasing it as their own? And like I said right in the beginning about how powerful AI tools have gotten, this is something that's not going to slow down. And releasing AI generated music is only going to get more popular, which is why I think services and streaming services and a lot of these music entities just don't know exactly how to handle it, what to say, or what to do. Number 4, a lot of people are looking to make money from AI music generators. This one is a bit unfortunate, I'll be honest, and I've talked about this more and more, that there's always trends online of how to make money online, how to make a faceless YouTube channel, how to do this or this. There's always trends, and I think the interesting thing is a lot of people now are looking to release AI music, not because they care about music or the craft of music or anything, they just want to make money. And if you think about it, if you can post a bajillion songs every day, which is not that hard to do with an AI music generator, some of those songs start getting streams. You need a lot of them. Keep in mind you need a lot, but they start getting streams. You make money. Now, for me personally, on the Infinite Lamb Chop, that AI artist project, I've made $75 so far. I think I've been doing it for about, I'd have to check, maybe 8 months. I'll just round it to 7. So I've made in passive income $10 a month since I started releasing the AI generated songs. Not that crazy, right? To some people, you might be like, hey, that's a drink at the bar, or that's a burrito at Chipotle, right? Which, as a side note, always get the burrito bowl, you get more food. But anyway, So I guess to some people you could be like, oh, why not? But I think a lot of people are getting into it because of that. There are some people who are using AI tools to improve their own music that they're creating. There are some people using AI music generators, and I think this is for most people for fun. They're like, oh, it's kind of fun to make a song about whatever in 2 seconds, and you kind of feel this autonomy where you're like, well, I made this. This is unique. It's unique to me, and I'm the one that typed in the prompt. There are other people who make AI-generated songs almost like a ghost producer, where they're like, you know what, I'm busy, I'm touring, I don't have time, I also maybe don't know Ableton that well. Why get better at Ableton when this AI music generator can make a song in seconds that's going to be way better than anything I could make? And I'm going to pretend like I made it myself. I personally know artists who do this, who release a song saying, oh, this is my new record, I spent a while on it, it encapsulates this one-on-one vibe of X, Y, and Z, they do this whole write-up about it. And I'm like, look, I get it, because you could argue, what's the difference, bit of a philosophical thing, but what's the difference between hiring a ghost producer to make a song for you and using an AI music generator to make a song for you? In a sense, it is, in fact, in my opinion, a ghost producer, right? But then, ignoring all those different musical aspects, you have other people that look at this as like, oh, this is a way to make more money. This is a way to make passive income. I think I've been into the making money online space for years now, decades, if anything, about whether it's making money blogging or on YouTube or other ways. And I think the passive income world and the making money online world is very toxic, if you want to be honest. Definitely a whole other subject for a whole other video. But I will say that it does kind of taint and put a very bad perspective on AI music generators, because there are a lot of people releasing a sugar honey iced tea load of records, flooding Spotify, flooding Apple Music, flooding all these other platforms, and they don't care at all about music. They just care about making money. Now, you could argue they have the same right to release music as anybody else, but this is where things get very tricky, as you can imagine. And I think one thing that's kind of made the AI music generator world, and I think more especially releasing music, one thing that's made it very, very tricky as a landscape to navigate is the fact of people who don't care about music and they just want to make money. Number 5, it's becoming more mainstream. Things are not slowing down, not only with how popular AI music generators are getting, but now a lot of people are hearing about them. My inbox, and I'm not making this up, gets flooded by companies now. Now, the two biggest, like I said numerous times, are Suno and Udio. I look at this, which I think is a good comparison, as the Coke and Pepsi of AI music generators, right? If you look at sodas, Coke and Pepsi is the biggest, and you have a bajillion other type of sodas, right? And there are new AI music generators popping up every day, multiple times. Things are not slowing down. Integrations now are crazy. I just did a video about how Amazon Alexa Plus is now being partnered with Suno. So now Amazon Alexa Plus, in case you didn't know, is a new added AI feature that knows everything about you. A bit Black Mirror-ish, a bit odd or creepy. It knows your schedule, your work habits, your day-to-day activities, your sleep schedule, everything, right? It knows everything about you. And I could say, hey Alexa, make me a personalized song about me and how I live my week. And it could do that in a second, right? So the fact that Amazon Alexa Plus can partner with Suno, and you don't have to type something out, you just have to ask it or say it, means that for a lot of people, I think they're going to find it fun. I think it's going to be this like, oh, you know what? Like, and Amazon said this as an idea, like, oh, you want to make a personalized birthday song for, like, say, your friend's birthday, your wife's birthday, whatever, you can do that. If you want to make a fun song about a cartoon character for your little kid, you can do that. And so the integration now of AI music generators with everyday society and living is becoming way more prevalent. And I think people are realizing as well at the end of the day, they're pretty dang easy. Making songs with AI music generators is stupidly easy now, especially when you look at how little effort you have to put in and how good the songs come out. That is a crazy spectrum and a crazy spread, and things are not going to stop slowing down at all. Things are only going to ramp up. I wouldn't even be surprised, in a year or 2 years from now, it's now an integrated thing with maybe even iPhone Siri or something else. Like, you never know. And I think this is where, in my opinion, things are really going. That you have the mainstream masses using AI music generators very frequently. And now, a bonus thing I realized about the crazy world of the AI music landscape is humans becoming obsolete. Very dark way to end this video, but I like to be honest and transparent in all my videos. Now, there's a thing called the dead internet theory. In case you know what that is, it's a concept that's, I think, probably going to happen, almost inevitable, that because AI can make content, text, audio, videos, pictures, whatever, it can make it so fast and so rapidly, there's going to be a point in the future where, if let's say you're on Twitter and you say, you tweet something, or let's say you're scrolling through your feed, 99.999% of people you're going to interact with are going to be bots or AI. That if, let's say, I go to randomize, to make this more relevant, my Spotify, and to say, play me EDM music. I don't care who, I don't care what, EDM, that there's a good chance that 99.999% of the songs that will be shown to me will be made by AI. Because it is so easy to release AI music. I did an experiment yesterday. I made an entire album using AI, created album artwork using AI, and I released it on DistroKid. The releasing part was me. That was human. But it took me from start to finish about an hour for an 11-track album. For most musicians, I'd say the average musician to make an 11-track album, about a year, unless you're really cooking, maybe 6 months, I don't know. But to do that in an hour, that's insane. And more music is being uploaded every day, in general, right? A lot more, it's never been an easier time to release music. I think that's a good thing. But at the same time, that means that it's also never been easier to release AI-generated music. And it's stupidly easy. And I've said this before, that right now when I'm making something up, according to Deezer, let's go off Deezer's reports, about 10% of music being put on their platform is made by AI. It's AI music generated based off their detectors they've used, which means 90% human, 10% AI. I would not be surprised in a month from now, it's 85% human, 15% AI. And then it gets to the point where it's now a coin flip, where half the music being released is maybe AI, maybe it's human, tough to say. And then that's going to shrink a lot to the point where most 95% of the songs being released every day are going to be made by AI music generators. Now, granted, it's tough to say this is actually going to happen. You still need humans to go out of their way to want to release AI music. In addition, maybe for all the people doing this, I hate to say it, I think a lot of the people releasing a lot of AI-generated songs are usually in the camp of people trying to make money from it. Maybe they realize, wow, streaming doesn't pay the bills, which it does not. Even for me as an actual human artist, my music's done decently well on Spotify. I'm not massive, but it's done decently well. I don't know how, I'd have to check how much money I make per month off my music. It's not bad, but it's nothing that I'm like blown away by, even though I've gotten millions of streams and everything, right? So, and a lot of artists have come out about this and talked about how badly artists get paid. So, as we all know, artists get not the best. So maybe things slow down. That could be potential. Maybe that a lot of these people just trying to make money from it realize, wait a minute, I need to upload way too much just to make a quick buck. Quick buck, it's actually take a while to make that $1 or whatever. Maybe I should go to another different venture of making money, or making money online, or passive income, or whatever, right? So this is not totally set in stone, but it is a viable, and I think potentially some people even argue inevitable theory, that there's gonna be so much content online being generated so quick and so fast in every different medium, like I said, text, photos, videos, etc., that you don't know if it's AI or not. And most likely than not, it's gonna be finding a needle in a haystack to see a human-made item. And that could translate as well to the music industry. Tough to say, but only the future will tell.